The global economy is increasingly digital, and businesses are seeking ways to leverage digital tools for efficiency, customer engagement, and growth. Now, Ms. Joy Buba joins us this morning to discuss developing digital tools for business empowerment and growth. She's a digipreneur and executive secretary, Young Innovators of Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You're welcome, Mark. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Now, let's look at what digital tools are and their relevance, because many business owners still confuse digital tools with social media platforms. So, in the context of business empowerment, how would you define digital tools, and why are they more or different from just social media platforms and online presence?
Well, digital tools generally, as an entrepreneur, is something I feel everyone should know how to play around. We have things like Canva, which makes design very easy. And as a business owner, people should have ideas about this thing, not necessarily every time you have to post on social media. You need to create graphics to make it better because now we're in the Gen Z and will I say Gen Alpha era where things are more advanced than before.
All right. Thank you for that response. But in today's world and business, digital tools are often seen as a game changer. From your perspective, what does developing digital tools for business empowerment and growth really mean?
Okay, sorry, can you come again with your question?
Okay, I said, what does developing digital tools for business empowerment and growth really mean?
Okay, developing tools and empowerment for business actually means enhancing your business, growing better than putting yourself an edge over those who just post their pictures. And it's advisable for every business owner to have an idea on how to use the digital tools. In as much as now we have user-friendly tools like I mentioned earlier, we have Canva, we have Figma. These are tools that as a business owner you should have idea on how to navigate through for your own good, because now you see people paying people every day. Imagine now you have a program and then you have to pay every single day for these tools to for someone to design for you when it's something you can easily play around. Instead of doing all of that, you can just know how to use the user-friendly tools and it will help you in saving costs, especially for startups and those who are yet to make profit from their business. I don't know if I was able to answer your question right.
Yes, of course.
Now, Ms. Buba, for small businesses, the cost of technology and internet access to use these digital tools like the Canva you mentioned and Figma, it's often a barrier. So, what strategies can make these digital tools more accessible and affordable for small and medium businesses and startups? Particularly looking at the economic situation in the country, bringing it down to Nigeria.
Yes, more reason I made mention of Canva. Canva is a free tool. Not like a marketing Canva out there, but you see Canva, you can see we have free tools on Canva. We have free tools on Corel Draw as well. But Canva is very user friendly because these are tools that you can see free templates here and you don't have to design from scratch. You just pick up a template and you can just design it with edit it. These are and we have the free version. As time goes on, you can pay for the pro version. But these are tools that as startups and small business owners, you should know how to navigate through easily.
All right. Um, for businesses looking to develop or adopt some of these digital tools that you were talking about, where do you think they should
Yes.
begin?
Okay. Firstly, I will say you should create a community. You should have a community of people who know how to use these tools. Like for instance, now tomorrow we are having an event where all tech entrepreneurs are going to be there. You can join communities like this and come relate with people. There are new tools that come on every day. AI has simplified things. You don't necessarily have to do things from the scratch. You need to keep yourself updated with the new tools that are coming up. When you meet people in circles like this, you tend to hear new informations on what is coming on. Like I mentioned, we have an event coming on tomorrow. So you can meet people like um that use all these digital tools that are user friendly, and people can communicate and relate together, and then you can liaise and then try new tools together.
Now, let's look at the issue of the technical know-how. Some people and some businesses struggle with using these platforms due to not knowing how to, or lack of technical know-how. And not all of these platforms are as user friendly as the ones you've mentioned, depending on the kind of business that the person is doing, or the area that they find themselves in. So what are the main barriers that are preventing businesses from adopting these digital tools, and how can they be addressed?
Okay, firstly, in terms of addressing this, I feel a lot of people stick to what they know and are not willing to learn. First, you have to be open to learn. You have to be open minded, because these tools are not things that you keep up every day for just keep using one particular tool. Things are advancing. You can know how to use one tool and you see tomorrow something, there are better designs than what you know. You have to keep yourself updated. This is the first thing, and you have to be open and willing to learn. That's the only way you can make it, honestly, in my own perception.
Okay, so cybersecurity are actually some of the problems that users face. Not just cybersecurity, say phishing links, fraud and all that. It has become a growing
Yeah.
concern. How can businesses actually protect themselves while embracing this digital information?
Okay, firstly, for small business owners, a lot of them do not have websites. Most of them just have social media platforms online. I will advise that for your social media platforms, try to do a two-step authentication factor. Every business page should have a two-step authentication factor to avoid it from being hacked. And there are some certain details you don't share online. You have to be very careful. No matter how small it is, you have to protect it. Even your business name, as far as not even your funds being siphoned. People use business names to fraud others. You have to protect your name. So try in as much as possible to have a two-step authentication factor on all your social media handles, and try not to share so many details with people out there.
Now let's look at customer engagement. How do these
Okay.
platforms improve customer engagement, and what specific examples demonstrate their impact when it comes to a particular brand or sales generally?
All right. Personally, I'm an entrepreneur, and and I understand the struggles when it comes to getting views and engagements online. But you need to understand your niche and understand the product you're putting out in the market. Know your target audience. And now, social media has made it easy for us that you can use SEO tools to market your business online. You can also pay for ads on Instagram and Facebook. The Meta AI, you can pay for ads. I think a day, the minimum is around 2,000 naira in naira. So if we're calculating in dollar, that's 1,600 as of today per dollar. But in naira, a day you can spend 3,000 naira to sponsor an ad, which will post your engagement to close to 200 to 400 people. This something as a business owner, if you can make that sacrifice, let's say once in 2 weeks, it's fair enough for you to gather your audience and know your niche. So you know, so the algorithm can push it to people in those particular that need those particular products.
Okay, so what challenges are unique to developing nations like Nigeria when it comes to building and adopting all these digital solutions?
Sorry, can you come again?
I said, what are the unique challenges that developing country like Nigeria actually face when trying to adopt these digital solutions?
Well, in a country like Nigeria, trying to adopt this solution, the challenges we face is when it comes to cybersecurity, like you mentioned. Imagine me trying to pay for ad online, and then I have to put my card details online. I will be scared because what if my funds in my account are being siphoned? There is, let's just say, trust. The major issue here is trust, but I can guarantee you that most of these meta platforms are being secured, especially when you're paying through Paystack and the rest. They are all secured. It is safe, but that's one of the major challenges: trust.
Now, still looking at Nigeria and how these things can work effectively. Most entrepreneurs,
Yes.
some don't stay in urban areas where they have access to steady internet or steady electricity and things like that. There are some that stay in the rural areas, and most of these rural
Yes.
entrepreneurs often lag with using these things due to poor network connectivity, and even some suffer issues like
True.
language barriers because they don't understand the language that these digital platforms use, which is mostly English anyway, but some of these people speak the local language. So what digital solutions can bridge these issues so that rural businesses are not left behind in the digital economy?
Okay, the truth is now the world is advancing, and I understand the aspect of digital internet problem, but I feel how we can mitigate this. Rural communities like this, they have communities, little communities, and somehow, if we want to be honest, there are almost everyone is on WhatsApp, and WhatsApp has advanced to the point of creating communities. So you don't have to like have social media platforms. You can use those little platforms. And let's say if you're in rural communities, you can just maybe print a banner or something to exhibit it. And most importantly, your community does a lot to you.
All right. Speaking on AI issues, a whole lot of persons are of the opinion that AI is, fastly taking over the world, and everybody is so engrossed in it. Youth are becoming addicted to AI. How do you think
Yeah.
that, that assertion is correct? Is AI actually taking over the world negatively? And if so, why? And how do we maintain originality of our content instead of giving credit to AI?
All right. I get this question a lot about AI. Personally, a big supporter of AI. Artificial intelligence is not taking over anyone. Artificial intelligence is only advancing us. The world keeps evolving. We have the baby boomers, we have the millennials, we have the Gen Z, and then down to Gen Alpha. In as much as we are evolving, that's how life, the digital world is also evolving. And AI, if you do not know how to use this tool, you cannot perform. That is the honest truth. Someone who designs with AI and someone who designs from scratch, the difference is very clear. You have to have your own personal knowledge. AI only simplifies your work, but AI cannot replace the human nature and human job. AI only advances what you know. Now we have Grok. Most people now on X, they are trying to use Grok to design, but no matter what, if you do not have that knowledge, you can't use it. But now, as a developer, AI can help you simplify codes. You don't have to start coding from scratch, which is going to save you a lot of stress. But assuming you do not have that knowledge, how do you then implement this plan? So it goes simultaneously. AI cannot replace human. It can only simplify what you know. So AI cannot take the human job as far as I am concerned.
All right, Miss Buba. Now, looking at data and analytics, we see that
Yes.
data-driven decisions are becoming very central to business strategies. They work with a lot of data and analytics. What role do these play when it comes to helping businesses, and how can small businesses with limited resources also tap into using data and analytics for their business strategies?
Okay. Yes, in terms of keeping tracks, that will go a very, very long way, because as a business owner, you need to keep track of your profits and your loss. So you know if you're in profit or you're in loss. So that is where data analysis come in play to ensure that your business is progressing. That's what I feel.
Okay, Ms. Buba. What role do you think a government and private sector partnership can play in, actually trying to create an enabling environment for digital innovations and, businesses?
Okay. Of recent, I was doing a research which I made a post on LinkedIn about a fintech company. If you notice, we like, just like I mentioned, I'm the executive secretary as Young Innovators of Nigeria, and then I'm looking out for the youths. Now, a lot of youths in this generation are freelancers. Most of them do not work with the government. And if you notice, there's no pensionable plan for this particular generation. How then is this going to be mitigated? When these young people are of age to retire, how then do they survive? I feel the government should implement a plan, a saving plan for entrepreneurs and freelancers, because this is only done for government workers, that it's at the end of the month a certain amount is being deducted from their salary, and then when they retire it's given to them. So what happens to freelancers who are not working with the government? I feel government needs to play a role in building a saving plan for young entrepreneurs, especially freelancers. Let us have a body that is governing us, so that when we retire at the age where we are supposed to rest, we have something to fall back to. And I did a little analysis about if 1,000 Nigerians, just 1,000 Nigerians are saving 10,000 naira monthly. A year we have over 120 billion naira, which is going to generate, I think, a lot of revenue for our country here in Nigeria. That's one sector that I feel the government should play a very big role.
All right. Now, tell us about fintech, and what role does fintech play when it comes to empowering businesses?
Fintech plays a very big role, especially in our community here, because that's one of the biggest way to generate income in the tech space. Because imagine every transaction you do, 0.02 naira is being taken out of it, and imagine how much daily transaction, how many transactions are being made daily. As a fintech company, you can generate over $10,000 monthly if business is being followed appropriately. You can generate over $10,000, which is going to generate a lot of money for the states and the government generally. So I feel this is one major aspect in in tech generally that generates a lot of income.
Okay, Ms. Buba. Now, we know that youth actually has a very short attention span, but how can businesses ensure that their use of these digital tools is not just trendy, it would not just end there, but how do we, have a sustainable long-term growth?
Consistency. That's the major thing. You need to be consistent and have a pattern of design. with time, if you notice, even websites, let's even give WhatsApp. WhatsApp is user friendly and everyone is on WhatsApp. When we started using WhatsApp, this was not the interface we had. WhatsApp kept advancing. So even as a business owner, you need to know how to advance in your business, how to grow, how to what's the right word? How to make your business grow. You need to know how to improve in your designs and advance every day and be consistent. That is it. It may look like you're not in profits for a start, but with time, things change. But you just need to keep being consistent and advancing in your design. Like I made an example using WhatsApp. WhatsApp did not have the features it has today. WhatsApp started with just chat. Later, it built to viewing status. Later, it started implementing other things like building communities and the rest of it. So with time, you need to advance in what you do, and people will get to know you.
Okay, Miss Joy Buba. I think that is where we end our conversation with you. Thank you for coming to Signature Morning. Thank you for joining us.
Signature TV, news in your pocket.